connecting to the spirit and connecting to the divine relationship. So today it's a continuing of the other video that I had up, which is why we struggle to remember why we're here and what can we do to try and remember. And I compared it to like being in a forest. It's familiar, but you're lost. But then you're not lost because you know you're not in, say, like an alien dimension, or you've been moved to another galaxy. You know you're here on Earth. Things feel familiar, but you're still lost because there's places that you haven't yet adventured into. So let's get into it, because again, like with anything, when they don't want you to see clarity and clear truth, and they want to be ambiguous, they're going to make sure everything is shrouded in mist. You can't see where you're going. The map's not giving you a true definition of where everything is, right? So there's nothing that we can rely on here. This is why I say, hence, go back to self. And why I say, strip everything away. What do you feel when you just stand there alone with yourself, your awareness and your consciousness? The very thing, so the awareness and the consciousness are totally in cahoots with one another. They are aware of each other. And so what we use that in order to determine how you feel, regardless of what you've learned and what you've been taught. Remove that. How do you feel with just your consciousness and your awareness? Do you feel that you are just from Earth and that there's nothing else more to you, and that you are simply here because we don't understand the universe enough? So when worlds and galaxies get created, maybe we're just little off-cut bits. And that's how we've come to be. And we just die. You know, we live this really repressed life, and then we just die. I'm not too sure about that one, because the consciousness and awareness is far too deep and far too intelligent for me to believe that just all freaking happened accidentally. There's art in that. There's attention to detail. Something somewhere put a lot of work into our existence because of the awareness and the consciousness. But this is just what I've determined since I've been here, because I can't stop asking myself that question. I felt it as a child, and I felt it through all my life. I am not the type to just do number one. Oh, we just happen to be here. There's nothing else outside. It's just this this isolated little world, and us isolated humans, and there's nothing else. And we just live this life. It's all for nothing, and then we just die. Nah. No. Now, I can imagine a lot of people who have indoctrinated into society would absolutely wholeheartedly jump on that one, because they have to. Because you imagine entertaining only this to find out much later on in life there's all of that. Yeah, you can't go back, and you don't have enough time to fit that in now. You denied yourself. See, for me, if you're not asking those questions, I think that some people, when they get to the end of their life cycle here, they're more miserable before they're dying, because they don't understand anything, because they haven't even tried to. They haven't even tried to. They've completely ignored their existence. Because remember, you're indoctrinated into believing here that humans, basically, we don't care for humans. We only care for what humans can do, the energy that they can form. So, which leads me to my next one. Are we built by a more advanced alien race, like the Anunnaki, which is from the Book of Enoch? Were we just destined to be slaves? Over time, we become less independent, more docile, until we completely don't think or move for ourselves at all. And then we just become this battery, this energy that can be harnessed. And that's just emanating from our souls. Hence why the battle for our souls, because apparently that wasn't supposed to have happened when we were being made. If we're going for number two, are we built by an alien race? Apparently, there's talk of, this wasn't supposed to happen. They were supposed to just be a race of people that we use to put to work so we can build lives on other planets. unbeknownst to them. They don't even know that we exist, but we know they exist. And we don't want humans to flourish and evolve and to know their self-worth and to know their divine selves. We just need them to work. Now that would fit. That would fit. And then we've got the one where, are we created by the divine, an all-powerful, all-seeing, all-knowing, all-creating entity of love and life, filled with such a deep consciousness and awareness? It simply creates other life forms to go out and understand why it's here and why it exists. The very kind of thing that we do. We're born, but we're not born knowing everything and who we are. We have to discover that along the way. Maybe that's what the Most High is doing. As he creates worlds and allows them to exponentially grow, how do we not know that he creates us and lots of other life forms so the entity can now understand life itself and why it's got the ability to create. I mean, it's just wondrous to think about. It really is. And it beats sitting here in this dreary, dull, continuous, you've got to consume to the point where you don't even get your dopamine hit anymore. You even know it's falling apart. How much can you consume in order to have happiness? Happiness comes from knowing oneself from within. Then you barely need nothing. You just need to know your purpose. And I think people consume a lot because it's the only way they feel like they've got a purpose to be here. And outside of that, it scares people to even try and sit there and figure it out and get curious as to who we are. Who are we truly? Where does our DNA come from? Is it a mixture of all three? You know, I certainly don't believe it's number one where we were just here and now we just live and then we die and there's nothing outside of this. No. Consciousness and awareness are far too intricate and far too deep and interesting and too mystical for you to just rule that out. But then to believe what you want to believe, because it is all about trying to discover, and maybe we never will know. But I'd like to spend my time here knowing I've put just more effort into this society which has taken us nowhere. And this is something that you can see, you can smell, you can touch. Can't get any more tangible, and look at the state of it. So I prefer to believe in the unknown because it's a prettier picture. Here, it's already done. They're already telling you you're going to work for nothing and like it. You already do. You already do. And, so there's clues in, have we been sold out by the 1%? Who have now said, we'll keep the leverage by keeping them down. Give us all the knowledge so we can always stay on top and they will forever be down. Well, let me tell you now, I think human life is far more important and valuable than just the 1% of other humans who think they're going to stop our growth. It's understandable why they would do it because it fuels everything for them. It fuels their life, but it's not fueling ours. It's killing us. I don't believe at all that 1% of human beings could be that important. You need to annihilate a whole entire race, but abuse it slowly before you do. Wow. How narcissistic and psychopathic can you get? Really? That 1% of humans are so much bigger than the universe itself. Really? That you need to eradicate our whole friggin' species. It's something to think about, and we will get into it more, but I will see you back on Monday because I'm having a break. And I hope you found this insightful and interesting. And if you did, please do leave your comments. And one thing I will say is only share your spiritual journey when you're ready, because when you're ready to tell it, the people that are hearing it are ready to receive it and act on it. And on that note, you're wondrous, you're gorgeous, you're beautiful, and have a lovely day.